we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mighty's World channel. I'm so happy you guys are here.
You could come close and see the light, but if you don't waste my time. Let it pass you by. I've been taking it slow to be the light. When my energy comes alive, yeah, I see it like diamonds on ice. Yeah, I see me like diamonds on ice.
Back with a new couch. I know. It's insane. Cashmere. Totally getting Amazon. But I also didn't realize how small this couch was.
Bruh.
You reference. What are we doing today? We're doing a end of year recap, and we are answering some of your all's questions that you sent me on my email, newsletter, TikTok, Instagram, all the things. The reason I want to do this recap is to highlight some of the best and also moments that were pivotal in terms of how I grew this year. Y vamos pues, okay. This was, I'm just totally transparent, most insane year of my life. Let's start it off in January. My roommates and I threw a New Year's party. We were just close friends. The theme was sexy pajamas. My friend Sierra, who won the contest. So every time my roommates and I throw a party, we write on a hat of the winner. Like, we make the hat a very specific gift. And then I am feeling like absolute trash. So much so I fortunately passed out in my kitchen, so they had to call the paramedics. I was in the ER a second day of 2025, so hot start. It took a while to recover, but I did enough in time to get to Chicago for our first shows of the year. Well, there with the boys. This was my plan to kind of see how we could start new shows in both the Midwest and East Coast. And then we drove to Milwaukee, did some shows there. Also worked with a filmmaker. His name's Lonnie Edwards. Met the last time I was in Chicago, and we decided to collaborate with some of my songs and his visuals. Then came back. Fortunately, I was in the hospital again. Was really focused all year, really, trying to get on top of my health. Yes, I haven't really fully mentioned, but I do struggle with this cardiovascular / blood pressure issue, where since I was in 4th grade, I have had these things that we call episodes, where my blood pressure will drop severely and my heart rate will go up, and I have to focus. It feels like I'm going upside down on a roller coaster. I have to focus on like not passing out, and then hopefully I don't. If I don't pass out, then later have like almost a reaction to not passing out. My body kicks into overdrive. My diaphragm contracts in an obscene amount. It gets really hot. I lose a lot of vision when it happens. It's been a struggle. A lot of monitors. I've seen a lot of cardiologists, electrophysiologists. I went to the hospital to do a table test, which was quite miserable. Sorry. It was scary. The goal was to see if my blood pressure was correlated to my heart rate. Fully strapped in the table like this. And then they put me up into the first position, which is pretty much a standing position. They put me up there for 10 minutes. They ruled out orthostatic hypertension. They actually ruled out POTS. And at 11-minute mark, I think the doctor saw something on the monitor. And she was like, "Are you feeling okay?" I was like, "Yeah." And then 30 seconds later, I was like, "Never mind. Not feeling good." And then she was like, "Okay, just let go." And I was like, "Let go." I usually don't do that. If I always have dealt with this thing, I don't pass out. I focus hard. I was in a hospital, so I just let go. I passed out, which is what they anticipated. What they did not anticipate is my heart rate slowed to stop. It just stopped. The doctors knew that when I would be back flat, that my heart rate would come back, and it did. Saw some things, felt some things. They gave me medication for it. I still continued to have episodes after I took this medication. I still kept looking for answers, saw a few more doctors, and that was a rough start. But we still had a lot of stuff in front of us. February we came in hot. Tea distro party where I got to perform. So then after the green tea distro party, I had the Oscars, a little red carpet. And then we had Disney, our first Disney show in downtown. It's really focused on content this year. I knew that content was the thing that was in between me and reaching y'all. So much trial and error that see throughout this year, me just trying to go for it. Also, the fires happened at the beginning of this year in LA, which is really tragic. So that put a lot of pauses. There was so much fundraising going on for the fires, which was incredible. So huge thing in February. I went to a Sync conference and performed there. It's Durango. It was awesome. I met so many cool people. Had a show for the fires the exact same day, so drove back all the way from Ventura. So February was like, okay, we're feeling somewhat better. Let's get into it. Some highlights in March. March was kind of a slower month, but shot a ton of content for Body Fluent. I released it in April. It did pretty well. Had a video go viral, finally. Tried to go viral after that, didn't work. First show I ever did in San Diego, which was really cool. Really great lineup we had. Sebas, Tony, and I drove down there. And then my best friend got married. I got to sing at her wedding. I also went to New York. Again, really trying to see how I could get on the East Coast and do more tours over there. So I went and did smaller shows. April was pretty productive while I was in New York. I had ran into an issue with my bank. Basically, I got a call saying that they were from my bank, Wells Fargo, and they were not scammers, and they actually took all of my savings. They took my voice using AI and opened a new account at Chase Bank. All my money from Wells Fargo, put it into Chase, made an account under my name, took it out of Chase, and then closed the account.
Jesus Christ.
So I actually have not gotten it back. I have a police detective on the case. Another rough part of my year. I have no money right now. It's kind of put a huge pit in my stomach. But what it has taught me is that I doubled down on music when all of this happened. I doubled down on content. While I have been in the most scariest place with finances and understanding the future, I have been in the best place in my life musically. I've never felt like more connected to the people in my community. I've never felt more connected to myself in music. And then shortly after, my good friend guitarist Tony, it was his birthday, and this was a week after the bank. I was at his birthday party and my car got stolen.
Bruh.
Yeah, we got it back. They did take my rear view mirror and everything I had in the car, which was actually a lot. My mom took me to the church after, and she put holy water on me, and she was... Well, not the best luck there in April, but I did go to 2 cities that month. I went to both New York, and then we went straight to Washington. We got to perform for these students, and we got to use some of our goodies from Shure, which I was using his kick mic. So that the next month, I found myself writing a lot. Being scared of the future, I was just tired. I found myself needing to be honest with myself and the people around me. I'm choking up right now thinking about it because it was just such a huge transformation there. Okay, June. Things are picking up here. Gemini seasons. Yeah, so if we're celebrating a Gemini, we are celebrating the entire month. Okay, back to Chicago. Actually, 5 or 6 shows that we did in Chicago. Venues were awesome. Some of my favorites I've ever done. Saw someone post this and I got a hold of this person. I was like, I don't care. Don't pay us. Like, I just want to do this show so badly that we did 3 songs on this little situation. There were people there. It was so cool. And then we did Navy Pier right after. Someone did get stabbed after this show, which was kind of crazy. Starting to make a lot more Latin music with a lot of the writing that I've been doing. So I decided that when I go to Guatemala in July, I was gonna film some stuff out there. Just was writing, I was creating, and I was coming up with these ideas, and I was feeling. So I was like, I gotta put these feelings somewhere. I spent the first week with just like being with my family, then the next working. I wanted to make sure I captured a lot of where I grew up, how I grew up, and the thing that was most important for me was getting Guatemala in the background of my music, because I realized that a lot of my feelings that were coming up were both from childhood, they were from my story, and a lot of that was rooted from how I grew up, which was both here and in Guatemala. So it was important to me that I shed light on not only how I felt, but how beautiful this culture is. Shooting all these songs that I made after having just an insane year. So August, started off the month. I'm actually not allowed to say what commercial this is for, but I was in a basketball commercial. I can't say who it is, but I played basketball in that. September, Around this time, I started to post more about the stuff that I had been making. And for some reason, in all the content that I had tried to make this year, I never put that I was Guatemalan American. I made this song and I played it some places. Didn't get a lot of reaction, but I loved it. And I was like, damn, I'm kind of sad no one loves this song but me. Nothing's working on content, so let me just post. And honestly, guys, at this point, I was just ready to give up. I never felt reciprocated online. It sounds silly, but it's such a huge part for how you can connect with people. But something told me to post this, and I said, give me 15 seconds for why you should listen to more artists from Guatemala. I finally went viral. Say, like, what part about this made it work? It worked because I said exactly who I was. I was like, oh my God, all I had to do was be honest the whole time? What the fuck? So my content really started to take off. I had a ballad I was about to release, which I still will. I'm still going to release it. I was like, wait, the stuff that I'm making now actually is honest and it's resonating with all these people. Not that what I was making was not honest, but felt like it was out of timing and I didn't know that God had another plan. Crazy. So that was a huge highlight in September. My goal this year was to hit 20,000 to 30,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram. And I literally started crying once I started hitting these milestones. And I've been so thankful. Finally, I'm connecting. It's more felt like a relief that all of this work, there was like a light at the end of the tunnel. So I kept pushing. Then we went into this festival that we did for Los Angeles County, Great Mexican Independence Day. And then we get into October, not as crazy a month, keep pushing the content, still doing my Westfield gigs and still having my heart monitor situation. But I did another show for We Found New Music. It's in November, which if you want this recap, you can go ahead and look last video. This month, it was a crazy way to end the year. Did a recording session at the Recording Club. Here I am finishing TQM. Still trying to finish that currently. This whole year I've been trying to finish this album, as you saw from all the sessions. Yeah, just kind of grinded. Those are some highlights from this year. And now I'm going to answer y'all's questions. Okay, first question here. A girl skincare routine. Honestly, it's nothing too crazy. Epinose after I wash my face, the revitalizing creams, that's not a moisturizer. After that, I'll put on whatever moisturizer necessary. I do love beef tallow. I drink a lot of water. I do not drink really at all. It is very rare that I take a drink. I do get facials. ¿Cuándo le darás release a TQM así oficialmente para escucharla toda y compartirla? De la verdad no sé. Mira, ahorita estamos terminando toda la producción. Después de terminar la música y los vocales, vamos a hacer un mix. Y después voy a ponerlo en todas las plataformas. Te lo prometo en 2026. No juego golf, pero creo que haber visto que haces swing de ambos lados. Wow, a vos prestas atención, qué bueno. Mira, pues cuando yo empecé a jugar golf, no tenía otras clubs. Solo para nosotros, pues empecé como así. Y después yo aprendí a jugar del lado derecho. I think that is all the questions I have to answer for tonight. Appreciate you all tuning in. I have had an amazing year. I feel the strongest I've ever been. I felt like I was losing sight of my why, even though I felt it so deep down. But the support from you all brought that back to the surface. The love that I have for music was brought back to the surface because of everything that I went through. I remember asking God for a lot of things, and what I realized is that when you ask God for things, for example, if you ask God for confidence, He doesn't just give you confidence. He doesn't just He could do it, but He gives you things that you can learn how to be confident from. He puts harder situations that'll make you uncomfortable so that you grow into the confident person that you want to be. So honestly, be careful what you pray for, because I did ask to be a vessel, and I can't be a vessel without being strong. So He put me really in hard situations to become strong. I asked to have a voice. I didn't know what to do if I was given a microphone. How was I going to use my voice? He gave me situations to show how to use my voice. I would encourage everyone on this channel to pray. I like to pray to God. Talk to yourself, look in the mirror, and ask what you want, and be ready, because you'll get maybe exactly what you asked for. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And 2026, yeah, I'm ready for you. This episode was sponsored by Sure.
But if you